Hi, in this video, I am going to demonstrate how you can leverage Okta to provide policy-aware, step-up multi-factor authentication service to secure your sensitive transactions. The application is assumed to be using its own primary authentication that is unrelated to Okta. In effect, all the transactions with Okta are going to be passwordless. Let's get started. This demonstration focuses on applying Okta organization sign-on policy. Here is the sequence diagram of the flow. First, I am going to authenticate using application's own authentication method. I am now logged into the application. Let me start with a transaction, get my coupon. This transaction needs step-up multi-factor authentication. Let's look at the API call that would be made. Notice that the app is calling Okta Authn API, passing application context information in the HTTP headers and providing only the user's login. No password or other sensitive information about the user or the application is passed. Okta will use the context information to evaluate sign-on policies. Let's step in. By now, the API call has been made. Inspecting the API response, here you can observe that the application returns an unauthenticated transaction status along with a state token and a list of multi-factor options. Only those multi-factor options are returned that the user is already enrolled with. Note here, this enrollment is not part of this flow. Users can be pre-enrolled to different options using Okta Factor APIs. Now, I am selecting the SMS option. Notice the next API call. It includes the state token value returned from the previous call and the SMS factor identifier. Let me step in. Observe the API response. It now has MFA challenge status. Also, this call would have caused an SMS text with an one-time code to be sent to the user's pre-enrolled phone number. I will first provide an invalid code. Notice that Okta sends an unauthorized response. Now, I am providing the correct code from the SMS text. Let's quickly review the API call. See that it contains the state token and the provided MFA code. Clicking on Verify. Now the transaction is complete, and here is the final API response. You can see the success status there. Let's now change one authentication policy. I am in the Okta admin console. From security menu, selecting the network option. Now editing the factor operation test network. Adding my current IP address. Click Save. We will quickly review the Okta sign-on policy. Selecting factor operation policy. Notice the block IP rule here. It blocks API call if the request is coming from this factor operation test network. I have now added my current IP to this network. I will now restart the same transaction. Going to make the first API call. Notice that this time it shows the status as unauthorized and the transaction is blocked. The reason is my current IP is not allowed to make the API call as per Okta policy. I will now go back and unblock my IP from the blocked network in Okta admin console. Let me return to the application, retrying the API call again. Notice that this time the API call is allowed. Okta provides the state token to proceed with multi-factor operations. Thank you for watching. In this video, we have seen how Okta can provide policy-aware multi-factor authentication for sensitive transactions without using any password or other secret credentials.